So I just got finished closing, like this. Like I just got finished closing this, and it said it like wasn't built in 3, right? Look at this. So here, it says entities doesn't exist, right? But okay, we'll go to Windows, Asset Manager, Package Manager. Entities does not exist in Unity. Like it's just like it should have all like what? Like I'm almost sure I have entities in here. First is in here. Test framework. I do have to update test framework maybe? I don't know. Like that's probably root me back to the other one. Let's scroll down entities. Because it wasn't saying like it was saying physics wasn't found, right? So they couldn't find the physics package, and it's in there. Like I updated from 5 to 10, and all of a sudden all my packages are broken, right? I've been trying to update literally since the 18th. Like I've been spending like I've probably like 5 to 8 hours a day trying to do this. Like well, close to the 4 to 7, but like it's all day long, all day long. So there's, and it says entities aren't here. Where's entities? Entity. No, it doesn't. Dots. Uh, there's no like. Where's the entity package, right? Should carry. Engineer. What's engineer? Okay, so let's just show you I don't have entities. Fix the person. What am I missing for entities? It's like it's probably not count. I probably do it manually, right? Dots. I can't believe we're in this location. Like it should be in there. Like it should be in there. Dots CCF entities. I have to download this manually. That's a bunch of crap. What's it called? Uh, I'm actually copying right out of the freaking like I like out of the Google thing because they don't have it. All right, there. No preview 10. How do we get this? Product setup. How to dots and ECS. Here we go. Install Unity. Package setup. Advanced setting. Oh, enable preview packages because like why not? Yeah. All right. Uh, like it's already this should already been like this is already part of my hub, man. Should it, like if you do it in your hub, it should be in your package. All right, whatever. So that was the problem. That's what I wasn't showing you. Stuff I already had in like look. See this? This is point 0.5, right? Look at my package manager here. I have these things already installed, right? I should probably upgrade it. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to upgrade them all. But when I upgraded from 5 to 10, it just it broke all my things. It's just another of a million things that's completely unstable in Unity. All right, well, let's see what we got here. Well, you know what? We'll try to figure out why I can't see it in this. Okay, so it's under editor coroutines. Oh, it's not even freaking there. All right, well, hey, window package manager. Yeah, I have a tone of voice that's like, what the freak's going on, right? Like it's not there. What the freak, dude? Advanced package physics. Why can I not add this? We have to exit safe mode. This is my day. Every day. For the past 5 days. Let's change this. I just decided to change the video a little bit. It's like, it's one of those like, come on Unity, man. I know you want to make all these awesome glitches. Hey, we're gonna do cloud building, and we're gonna do stuff like multiplayer, and we need multiplayer. You know, we do need it. We do not need a cloud addressable building from websites and stuff. It's like we're gonna build off. You know, it's like it doesn't work, man. Look, we're trying to move from let's see here. We're now currently trying to get entities working back on this system again. Ugh. And like, I don't know. I think I get fueled, like, upset. Because it should not take hundreds of hours. Like, I'm a very good quality coder. I get my stuff done when my my internet, my IDE works, right? When I first started Unity, like, I'm definitely one of the best software engineers on the planet. And I'll explain why. Not just I have 150,000 hours in game development, but as soon as I got Unity, I did the rollerball tutorial. This is old Unity. This is when Unity was stable. I was like, oh, rollerball tutorial. This ain't bad. This is kind of cool. It reminds me of Marble Madness. Okay, cool. You know? And then my buddy's like, just do the tutorials. You'll get a hang of it, and you'll start figuring it out. Next tutorial is 2D Space Shooter. So doing 2D Space Shooter, I'm like, dude, I can just make it 3D, add an extra dimension, and then boom, I made a 3D X-Wing versus TIE Fighter MOBA, like 10 versus 10 players with like turrets you have to blow up, drone spawning, power-ups that you go back to a store and buy, drops that you can test and grab, and it's all over networking. In 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Like I made a whole entire game in 2 weeks that probably would take a team of like 7 people like a year. I'm like, wow, Unity's great. People say I code like, what is it? 4 times efficient is a team of 4, and 4 times as fast. So that's 4 times 4 times 4. That's I code 64 times better than a normal programmer. But what I have to do with this, like, look what we're doing. We're updating. So what I'm going to do when we're updating, okay. Actually, you know what? I have to work on a storyline. So let's go and I got my to-do list. I manage my to-do list for the day. I'll tell you what I have to do today. So my car. I think I cleaned my car. That's cool. That's out. Laundry. I gotta do laundry in the other room. I don't have water, so I do it in tubs. eBay. I have to do eBay. I can't do eBay right now. I don't feel like doing eBay. eBay is what I want to do when I'm chill. So I don't want to do eBay right now. I need to acquire $80 for package I want to buy, an asset I want to buy off the asset store. 85, 89, maybe $100. Get a couple assets. Package is Unity. Oh yeah, that's where we're at right now. We're packages Unity. Script. What's that? Script Eclipse. Oh, we're trying to update Eclipse. Okay, so I'm gonna go. What is it? This is gonna be boring. I'm gonna be updating my Eclipse. I'll put this on Unity View in case I don't want anybody to see anything crazy. What is it? Here it is. I'm just fixing this thing a little bit. There. That's kind of cool, right? Yeah. That's the wrong one. Okay. Okay. Make Unity more fun. We'll put a thing on it. That's good enough. Where's it doing? Okay, Unity. We don't want to make it too big, but at the same time, we want some trippy stuff on the side. I guess. Then we offset this. Let's go down. Let's go down a little bit more. Okay. Close that. Oh, it's not doing that. I want to like frame it, and then drag this down with shift. When you drag it with shift, it like scales it. Because I want to get rid of the menu bar at top. There you go. I got my trippiness going on in the background. That's good. And oh, like that. I want to get this window capture. I want to make Unity basically seeable. I want to make fun Unity. You know, it's trippy Unity. Where's my start fire channel? Okay, whatever. I don't care if people can see the brand awareness. All right. This one. A little bit more. A little bit more vision on this window capture here. A little more realistic. A little more realistic to this. Alright, there we go. Okay, so anyway. Currently, I'll just show you what I'm doing. I'm just waiting for this thing to load. And while we're waiting for that thing to load, I'm going to my D drive. I'm looking for my checksum. Where's checksum? I know I've checksum somewhere here. Might be on C drive. I downloaded the new clips, and I want to make sure it doesn't. Oh, you know what? I'll virus scan it first. It's very important not to get a virus when you It's very, very, very important to get a virus when you have a major dev computer going on. Getting a virus at this point would set me back probably 3 months of code. Well, no, I'd say that exaggeration, but like getting viruses is terrible. So I'm scanning it with Malwarebytes right now. Probably gonna say everything's good. I mean, like the odds of getting a virus from like a major vendor or like a SourceForge place. Well, SourceForge there was a point when SourceForge did have viruses and advertisement stuff, but it's basically nil. At the same time, there's always a chance there's like some sort of sneaker tries to upload something different, you know, or catch a man in the middle attack. But like generally, this is like 99.5% safe. See, the virus is 99.7% safe. So I'm just trying to find my SHA. Find where I do my SHA stuff. For SHA. Really exciting stuff, right? SHAing stuff. Cause I'm upgrading my I'm trying to like just since I got myself to a point where we're gonna go multiplayer next thing. I'm doing updating on my tools. You know, star SHA star. Okay, /s. Oh, there's some SHAs. Okay, how do you do this? I forget what SHA is. I mean, like how to get SHA validator. Okay, hashing. Windows. I took Windows. Verify. Checksum. Time to 3 minutes. On a Mac. SHA. Oh. Cert util. I think it's cert util. Cert util. Okay, so we use cert util. So we go cert util. So let's see. Vr cert util star s, and I go to C drive. That's it. Dude, I love command prompt over freaking like Windows for whatever reason. Like when you do like say you do a search in Windows. Well, if you use you look at one result, all the other results go away. So I'm doing a cert util on D drive, C drive. I think it's one of the. I don't think I put it on any of my auxiliary drives. So I think I just type it. Oh, I found it. Full backup user bin, that one. Windows surfacing. Full backup, full server backup. Roll off. I'm just being amazed by some stuff right now. Oh, by the way, when I closed Unity, so like in addition, oh, there it is. What's that? 32. Is this Windows 664? System 32. So when I closed Unity, of the thing, and I reopened it, the library was like not built. Alright, what did it say? Full. I think what happened was like, ooh, that's nice. What the heck is this? Yum zip. What the heck? I don't think I really want to run cert util out of here. This looks freaking like a. This does not look like. Okay, this looks like a. Okay, that was off my web server. Okay, okay. So we have a general idea. I'm gonna just type cert util. Cert util. It's this. Okay. Cert util dump command. Okay, so we want to get my Windows, my downloads. Take Eclipse. I'm gonna drop it on. I'm gonna make a D drive cert util. I'll make it C drive. My D drive has some missing sectors. SHA. I'll call it SHA. I'll paste it here, and I'm gonna go to C drive SHA, and we're gonna cert util, and we're type in freaking this long thing. I think I have to do the browse. I hope I didn't get a virus right there. Rename. Sometimes you open what was it files somehow. Wow, that's a lot of that's not the output I wanted. It's like, look at this. It's like, this is, I was looking for like an MD5 or like a SHA 256. It's like, man, that's hilarious. So I'm gonna let's, how do we use cert util properly? Cert util SHA. Okay, checking SHA with cert util. It was, well, I wrote this, whatever. Hash file, dash hash file, file name. Alright, about him. Close this out. We don't need. That's actually hilarious. Alright, set this up. Nope, didn't view it. It won't let me paste that because. Like that. It won't let me copy paste that. Copy pasta. Oof. I closed out the thing. History. SHA 256. SHA right. 256. Oh! We got it. We did it. We did it. Alright, here we go. Is this 256? Whoa. This is not the one I want. Nope, that's not the right one. Huh. SHA-1. MD5. Let's try MD5. I don't know if it does MD5. Yes! And it is proper. Okay, so we good. We have a validation. Like that's, yeah, that's what I do. So I'm gonna take this clip out here, pull it out, put it in my SHA directory. Watch out install with like something in the SHA like or something, you know. SHA. So we passed MD5 test. How much space do we have on F drive? 40 gigabytes, alright. Alright, let's see, oh, look. It's just in time for Unity. So you multitask, get more stuff done. You don't see the bar. It says busy for 14 minutes and 21 seconds. It's reloading. It built the library files of something that was already built, which is wrong. So I'll show you desktop so you get to see the full funness of this thing. Here, we watch loading bars together. Okay, so I'm gonna calibrate myself. So we have two loading bars. One loading bar is Starfighter General. The other one is Eclipse. I haven't updated Eclipse in like 14 years. That's why I don't update stuff very often. You see how annoying it was? Like a shot and this stuff, and then like what happens? You update and it all breaks and everything. It's like why I'm waste my time updating. If it works, just do it. If I updated everything bleeding edge from then to now, I'd had a couple more viruses, and that would have set my dev back a couple months. If I'd update everything as soon as it showed up, I would have just wasted time, like I'm wasting time right now. That would have been a couple thousand hours. This, like I said, I literally been trying to update Unity since the 18th. Okay, and this has nothing to do with new Unity. Okay, it's unstable as crap, right? You know, what kind of bugs we run into? Well, first of all, it didn't bring my packages in. Second of all, it didn't. It had to rebuild the library. Third, it forgot that I like use experimental packages. You know, so um, I've been doing this since the 18th. There's 5 days of this. But okay, so we have two loading bars up. One is Eclipse, and what is Unity. When they get done, I can do stuff. So let's go back to my other to-do list for the day. You know, that's why I have to do this for the day. I have to like basically juggle my thing. So we'll get Eclipse up. It looks like it's promising. Eclipse is generally stable. I'm trying to find my dungeon run. Pre. I'm trying to figure out. Some of my handwriting is bad, and I got lazy, so it's actually sometimes it's unlegible, illegible, illegible. You know, it's like it's not readable. So, oh, I know what I'm doing there. This is stuff, and then I gotta find DR. Oh, you know, oh, obviously I have DR down here, so we'll just make that. We'll coalesce that to this. That's my number one. I promised my buddy I'd try and get it by Friday night for him. I told him I might have it rough because I'm so low on funds. It's just like hard to get by. When you're really low on funds and you don't have water in your place, um, it's a hassle. I think I have to eat some food and pre-op skill, pre-op skill, pre-op skill. Recursion. Oh, I know what that is. Okay, that's that. That's that. So let's see. I got Eclipse, find dungeon run, write the script for my sci-fi. This is my tutorial sci-fi. It's actually awesome. Oh, I had an awesome idea. I'm gonna put Absurdity Trail into Starfighter General. Basically, what Absurdity Trail is, it takes what Oregon Trail is, but puts trippy stuff you never expect to happen. Like say like an Oregon Trail, you're like, oh, you found a bunch of Indians and they want to trade with you. And then in Starfighter General, you might be like, oh, you found a caravan of merchants, gypsy merchants, and they want to trade with you. And they might be trying to rob you or something on the side where you try to trade with them. Or you can find a guy like, hey, I would like to trade this rock for your entire armada. I mean, like, dude, that's like a rock. It's like not even a valuable rock. You like want to steal from us. Like, you dare not trade with me? I shall destroy you. It's like, you're a freaking pirate. Yeah, but I made you think. Distract you from me being a pirate, and then he attacks you, you know. That's not we trading, no, we're shooting you. What the hell? This guy's a jerk, right? No, like, you have all this stuff like engagements. Like, you might, like, you've encountered an anomaly. You know, there's some ice crystals, and they're, like, out there. And you're like, okay. And they're like, and you're like, scan it. They're ice crystals. They're glowing. Why? Oh, the sun's reflecting out. They're just ice crystals. It wasn't that big of an anomaly. It was a bunch of ice crystals. And another one would be like, oh, you found, a wreckage of an old starship. Would you like to loot it? You're like, you loot it. You're like, there's aliens on that spaceship, and you have to fight them. And the aliens were trying to warn you that there's like mold on the spaceship that like will infect you. And now you have it on your cargo, and all your cargo has mold on it. And if you trade this mold with other people to go on their cargo, and there'll be like a mold chain reaction, like it's not good. But like, you're poor and you might want to sell your objects. What do you want to do? So it'll be like more of a Star Trek thing than what you're used to. This is gonna be pretty deep. And it's called I came up with this idea like 20 years ago. called Absurdity Trail. It's like if you have no skill whatsoever in programming, you can still code Absurdity Trail because you just say random event, what's it happen, and changes all this stuff. You know. And I was thinking to make it really complex for like you warp reality in this way, and then like maybe like the stuff's the environment's hotter, and when it's hotter, fire things do more damage, and cool things do less, and you can do a lot of stuff with Absurdity Trail, but you don't have to do anything. You just this happens and that happens. You can be like a bunch of like Salvador Dali like camel giraffes walk in and warp reality and you lose sanity points or something. Like you can do whatever you want, man. We're gonna definitely do that in Starfighter General. That's gonna probably be my first gameplay thing that makes the game like meat and potatoes good. Before I get all the universe zones up, you'll be just traveling around looking for wandering events. So we'll have a guy that just makes we'll have employees that make random events and stuff, and have employees that do this and that. And so like the Starfighter General is like on the cusp of being like freaking disgustingly awesome, like right off the bat. But in order to do that, I would like to upgrade my packages, because the longer you wait for updating your Unity packages, the farther you get from reality. Might have to make micro hops along the way. Five jumps is not big. I made 12 jumps before and stuff like that. But this is like I said, it broke. It's one of the things like Unity broke on me. Chickpeas and black beans. Oh, like pouring bean juice on your jogging pants, Jim. That's a pro gamer move right there. I now have to change my pants. I was trying to be all cool, like, look, it's the delicacy of programmers who have no money. But I'm happy. Like, dude, chickpeas are actually pretty tasty. And if you put some sauce, like the art of the bean is to like just like put a bunch of sauces. When you go to a Mexican restaurant, they have all the sauces on the side because beans are very good for you. They have protein and potassium, and bodybuilders need both of those. You especially need the protein, right? And it's very cheap. So, but the key of beans is flavoring them. Getting some like So a lot of people I'm going to use ranch because that's what I have on me. I'm out of money to buy like spaghetti sauce and stuff. Yeah, we're there. But I got a big bottle of ranch. We'll be all right. And some salt. Oh, dude, I have Hearst bean. Hearst bean stuff is the best. It's like people argue with Ortega or Old El Paso good. Hearst bean. Oh my god, it's like way more flavorful. So I'll be changing my jogging pants off camera. I'm sorry to disappoint the females. Bad joke. And I'm gonna get back to talking about where I'm at in design, because it's very exciting. My sci-fi script is gonna be very exciting. And it's okay. Loading bars, when you ratchet yourself down, let's be honest, this is how I got into it. I knew I was gonna be doing a lot of loading bars. Right, it takes a lot of time to update this stuff, and it should not. Like this should have been like I should have been able to update this within like under an hour, right? Unity is, I hate to use the word hella, but Unity is hella unstable. it's like, dude, Unity is like less stable than like a house of cards on a tower of Jello, right? This is like a nut load. This is like the legacy of this like Electronic Arts CEO wants to say he's doing a bunch of stuff, but he's not actually. Like eventually the Dog and Pony show, like it all collapses. It all collapses. You can only build a tower of cards so high a house of cards so high on a tower of Jello before it collapses. And then we're in collapse state right now. And then he's gonna add this multiplayer tech on top of it. Like they need to go to stability. It's ridiculous. But anyway, like this past year, I literally lost like probably 8 months of doing this stuff, like right here. You see how it's updating? It was like that, or not working, or why does it not work? And it's finding Unity bugs and stuff. Despite that, okay, like let's say the positive. Despite Unity being an unstable pile of crap right now, when it is stable, it is not a pile of crap. It's actually like it's better than old Unity. Like the .ccs, you can get like 1,000 times more things rendered on the screen than other gaming systems can get. And it's going to go up to 1 million. It's like just to the nature of like, you don't have to do any software at this point. You can just let the hardware do its task. There's going to be a core war. I've said it already. There's going to be a core war. Right now we have like 8 cores, 12 cores. They don't need a lot of cores, because most cores, what they do, what cores do is they take some Windows processes. Maybe you got like a side process. Most games don't have too many processes because it's hard to do multi-process coding, so they don't even deal with that. But so like when you have any more than like 4, 6, 8 cores, it's just useless. Doesn't help you at all. And the single core processing environment that we're used to. But now that Unity unlocked the cores, use them all during your game. All the cores can be used in your game. It makes right now you get like at least 10 to 100 performance, sometimes 1,000 times more performance. I can render over 9,000 entities that think, like uses artificial intelligence to determine what target you want to aim at, and collision detection and shooting lasers and stuff. 9,000, 60 frames per second. That's insane. You used to be able to only do like, I don't know, like you could break 190. You're doing good with that, you know. So that's like what? Let's just say 200. And we'll round the 9,000 to 10,000. 10,000, 200 goes into 1,005. So it's like 50. Right now, that's 50 times more performance. And my code is not optimized. You know, I just got it working. .ccs has the ability to do 50 times to like 100 times more things rendered on screen than any other game possible that you've done. They've always say, well, multiple-core. They might have, but they're just like dog and pony showing it. But Unity is not dog and pony and showing the .ccs. It's for real. I'm for real. Okay, I'm for real. Do not mess with me, be lucky. But anyway, while I eat here, I'm gonna start thinking about. So like I said, with these loading bars, it's good to do a script, right? This is kind of cool. I like to do my day during coding. And normally I don't want to do it because so much of my code, like I don't necessarily want to like talk through and stuff. But like right now, we're just talking about loading bars and stuff. There's nothing to do like when I'm loading bars, so I'll eat and talk and stuff. You got some food in me. When you're diabetic, it's important to have your food blood sugar about even all through the day, right? Most people eat 3 days a meal. Most people eat 3 days per meal. And philosophically, I'm trying to like wrap my mind about the like the trippiness of that statement I just said. You eat 3 days per meal. That would be like you're living beyond your means. You're eating stuff that's really expensive, and you have to go to work for 3 days for it. But I meant to say most people eat 3 meals a day, right? So yeah, let's make sure I got my voice. Sometimes I don't. Okay, we're good. Instead of eating 3 big meals a day, a diabetic likes to eat 5 to 6. You always want to have your blood sugar at a certain rate, because what happens is it gets too high, it causes damage because your insulin doesn't bind to fat cells, and it just like destroys you. It gets too low, and your body eats itself because you just hit malnutrition easier. So what happens is after I eat, it's good to do physical activity. Let's say you're diabetic. Like actually, this is actually good for everybody. Diabetics just see it easier. After you eat your food, you're supposed to go do some physical labor. For about like 5, 10, 20 minutes. And that's what I'll be doing. Or talk with you. Right now I'm pre-burning some calories. So as I eat and chew, I'm burning calories because you have to do that as diabetic. People don't realize it. And also it's good for your health, you know. Calories are their essential thing, are just a form of energy. So when you exercise and do this, you're burning calories. You know, if you hear what is it like? If you heat up, that means you've used energy. You know, your body heats up, you use energy. A lot of people think like when you lose weight one way, but you actually lose weight every breath you have. If you get a breath, carbon dioxide, what happens is oxygen. CO2, what is this? O2 is oxygen, right? You breathe in O2, and you breathe out CO2. Yeah, you breathe. It's See, I'm just trying to think out bonds. Yeah. So there's two. Yeah. So it's CO2, and I think oxygen has two bonding molecules. Carbon has four. So you breathe in oxygen. Yeah, you breathe in O2. You breathe out CO2, and that C is a carbon, right? It's an actual. You're breathing when you breathe out carbon dioxide. You're actually breathing out mass of your body, right? And that people are like, how did that plant grow in water when there's no nutrients around, right? What it does is the plant pulls carbon dioxide in the air, and it takes that carbon and uses it to grow with a little bit. So it's like one of the wonders of God, man, that he's done. That made the plants actually just take in carbon and we expel it. But so like when you lose weight, you're not losing it how you probably thought you lose it. You lose it by every breath you take. You lose the weight of a breath, man. We're just talking about calories, though. So this is important information for everybody, not just diabetics. Scientists are looking at the 3-meal model we have a day and thinking maybe that's wrong, because they're looking at diabetics and like how a diabetic has to live. It's basically how everybody should be optimally living. Like, you know, when you have a test case in a game that breaks the test case, and you see like what actually is the root of the problem and where the problem is, then you expand it to like, well, you know, this doesn't have the problem, but it's affected by it. It doesn't show up. So like, as me, I would eat like 5 things a day and exercise between hands, right? But like someone else wouldn't know the effect. They're just not getting their feedback mechanism. They still experience the problem. They're putting weight on. You know, they don't experience the problem. They experience the problem. But they don't know it. When you get to like, you know, edge riding, they call it. You can tell that type of stuff. So after you eat a meal, I would recommend exercising for like 5 to 20 afterwards. It's like, and eat the smaller meals, eat smaller portions. Like when I started losing weight initially, I don't think I was really ever super overweight. But I've been like what, 240, 220, I don't know. I don't even remember how I used to be. But trying to think, when they say don't go in the pool for like 30 minutes, right? Well, what are you going to do? Sit around? I mean, most people just run around like kids, but like the idea is after you eat, you want to do 5 to 20 exercise. So that's what I like. You know, that's what I like. Just clean my house a little bit. You know. It feels kind of cool to like talk about my game dev. I mean, it just feels a little bit cerebral. Tell people about the stuff, about my day and stuff. See, these loading bars are still going on. I wonder if Eclipse is installed by now. You know. Probably want to shut off my version of Eclipse right now. I have gone. Oh, I backed it up for the day, I think, right? Whether I backed it up for the day or not. Close Eclipse. Get my. This is what's on my mind. You always want to do stuff while it's on your mind, then it's not in your mind, right? Some people get very, very frustrated when there's something on their mind and people keep distracting them. And like, to a degree, I don't blame them. There's a character in my game called the Constrat. It's like, you know, basically like Splinter, like a rat human type of thing. And it gets very annoyed when it gets on a task, it can't finish it. It just has to. It's like all the Constrats share like this mental quirk where like they got to get stuff done, or they move on to the next thing, or it'll bother them. That's an role playing thing. It's a role playing weakness of the character that levels up fast. Well, not much too different than that human. Has a little bit more dexterity, loses a little bit in wisdom. So, trying to finish these beans. It's, you know, I tried chickpeas with black beans, and I like the chickpeas. I don't think chickpeas and black beans go good texture-wise. I'm just saying, there's all these different beans to choose from. They're all basically the same. To some degree in the protein ratio. So it doesn't matter too much. You're going to go just raw protein. What is it? But it seems like the black bean and the chickpea, when you eat them, they have a different like, let's see, like textures. Like, it's edible. It's just not like a super pleasant experience. Anyway, so I want to get the scripting. We got some loading bars there. I want to get Java up. So yeah, we're talking about knocking stuff out. So if I get the Java knocked out, that's one thing off my to-do list, right? I found a great way of doing productivity. Great productivity booster is when you get home, you gotta tell yourself, the thing I like to do the most is work on my to-do list. You sit down, you're relaxing, you look at your to-do list, and you're like, huh, that's cool. You also have to tell yourself nothing new's under the sun. You're gonna turn on the news, you expect something new. Ain't gonna be anything new there. There's gonna be a bunch of people arguing. They're trying to like, they're spinning stuff so bad right now with disinformation. It's ridiculous. They're just saying straight lies to you. Like CNN will be like, "Hey, racism is bad." I'm like, "Yeah, we all knew racism was bad. We know racism was bad for a long time. The society has reformed itself for a while." And they're like, "Everybody's racist now." And I'm like, "I don't know about that," but most people like got over that, right? Then CNN said like, "Then everybody's racist," and they'll be like, then after they say racism is a big problem, they'll say everybody's nice except European invaders. It's like, what the hell, dude? You just said a racist thing yourself, CNN, right? They even Ice-T called him out. It's like, dude, like it wasn't Fern Gully back then, and the only people bad were like European descendants. Like they're trying to be racist. How are you racist without trying to sound like you're racist, CNN? You know. But anyway, it's like the news is a bunch of shit, right? They're trying to destroy America from the inside. People see it by now. Dominican Republican president called it out. I think everybody's calling it out. Like, dude, it's Iran and China, like just trying to destroy it from the inside. Everybody knows it. It's like it's stupid. But so you don't want to watch the news. It's a bunch of lies and shit like now, you know. I mean, sure, like pay attention to like loosely stuff, first commentating stuff, but you don't want to go like you don't want to come home like, oh, what happened today? What happened in the news? Like, if you come home and like, what happened in the news? They're gonna get you all upset. You're gonna like blah blah blah. I can't believe they're doing that. John Cleese has a good one on it. Let's go to YouTube real fast. You'll like this. It's like this is basically life, Watch John Cleese on politics. This is back when he just get in the 70s. Don't look at John Cleese's politics now. He gets paid to say stuff, so he'll say one thing one day and the opposite the next day. John Cleese politics 19 bit on a shit. Where is it? He's like. Where is he? He's in the bench. No, I think it's China. I think it's China. Maybe it's China. There it is. This international comedy. Watch this. Watch this. Is hilarious.
Master, dirty red scum! Kill him in the teeth where it hurts! Kill! 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 Filthy bastard Tommy! I hate him! I hate him! Ah!
Cheese ready?
Kind of.
That's people today, man. They're like, there's a type of people out there that just get so freaking like pissed off. I should bookmark that. They get so pissed off and stuff, and they're like, oh hey, you know what? Let's go hang out and do. Okay, no, okay, whatever. It's actually hilarious. That's one of the best sketches of all time. Like for John Cleese, they just. I mean, like I never saw how bad people got at politics now. Like I agree with 100% of something says, right? I don't want to talk about that stuff, man. People get bent out of shape. Oh, I can't believe they're doing that. I can't believe they're doing that. Oh, no. Hey, how about we just hang out? Oh, okay. Play some video. Yeah. Get some pizza. Get some video. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Dude, how did you see the new Call of Duty? I don't even play Call of Duty, but that's always like, it's the new Call of Duty. That was like, people start chilling out when you don't talk about that stuff. They want to like, oh, I can't believe it's that. I can't believe that. Oh, we gotta stop that. And the brain goes a million miles out. There's actually a solution that you can solve the dystopia. Oh, you know what? And they're like, oh, wait, do that. We have to do it. And then like there's like the brain is a thing that like wants to like get conclusions and stuff. So it's a situation where you're like, There's no real conclusion. It is a dystopia, and it's pushed by a bunch of people who know there's no conclusion, no fight back, except for, you know, and then they know. They just got you. And then you get thinking about it. The more you think about it, the more they got you. It gets more division, and you start wanting to talk about it, and no one wants to talk about it. So instead of hanging out and talking about Xbox and stuff, you're like, oh, this is a dystopia. It's like, whatever. So, back to coding. Speaking of dystopia, look at the stability of this thing. It's something that should have been. It had to rebuild the library for some reason. I don't know. This is something that should have been done on the 18th when I wanted to do it. But Unity has problems. Unity has a lot of problems right now, and they're trying to mask it by like more glitz and glam. This is more features, more features, more features. Well, how about you get your features that work to work? Like, I feel like they're jumping and jabbing everything I say, dude. Like, I said something about Unity being like unstable or something, like, oh, like, and how terrible the addressables and the scriptable build packages was, and the next day that Unity stock tanked, right? I talk about how I'm going to get multiplayer. The next day Unity has to release multiplayer. I feel like I mean, I know I'm not puppetry freaking Unity, but I think they're overreacting. Like, it's just a coincidence. Everything I say is like there's a big, huge reaction next day. Let me brush my teeth, and then we'll, like I said, we're gonna look probably get into scripting, which will be really interesting because this. I'm talking when I talk about scripting, I'm talking like a movie script. This is like, and my movie script's like high grade sci-fi. So I don't want to release a spoiler to like a general public. I don't want to post it on my webpage. You know, people got this far deep in this YouTube. I'm gonna give you sci-fi. It is definitely better than Star Wars and better than Star Trek in places. If I do not move my arms, it looks like a crazy person. If I do not move my arms, and stuff, I will get diabetic nerve damage. My hands are actually cold right now, and it's not just because it's cold out. It's because the coldness precurses the pain. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. It burn it off a little bit. I just have to burn calories for like 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And while we're doing it, we'll talk about scripts. We'll look at my to-do list. It'll get really exciting in a really short amount of time. Sorry about having to watch me eat. Okay, as you've noticed, I changed my jogging pants off screen, and we're about to get into talking about Starfighter General script. It's basically, we told you earlier how it's going to be like absurdity trail, how you're going to get all these different events and stuff. But that's going to be the main quest. You have to have a tutorial mission in your game to get people started. So to start out with, there's not going to be any first-person shooter on the planet mode. It's just going to be portraits, right? You're going to have a portrait of the guy who's going to talk, you know, like you're hailing him. Hey, what's up? And then they talk. Okay, so that's going to be the general trope. We're going to be limited to portraits, roles like old RPGs. Like if you're going to do like a hand-to-hand combat because you went on the space station, it's going to roll it for you, you know. And then it just I have a random situation for everyone. So I'm not going to like do like a general rolling thing because it's not going to be a long-term type of thing. It's going to be like short-term, and maybe I abduct my scripts to use them on different like combats and stuff. But so like I just want to know what we're working with. I'll show you in the other Unity if I can find out. I'm have the other Unity open. So I will go to desktop. Oh, you already saw it, yeah. So we're on desktop watching together. Excuse me. Menu. I want to show you what maybe like. I don't know where's that. Ah, there's some guys there. So do that. So Control Y. So leaderboards. Here chat. Here chat. Is this it? Yeah. So here we go. So Turn off the rest of this stuff. How about we just move Hero Chat up? How about we make it what Y? Where is this panel? It's a panel. Hold on, go here. It won't let me do it. Type. None. Okay, there you go. You have to scroll out. This is a Unity thing. You scroll out if you want to get more range in your Y. Just scroll out some. Okay. So there you go. Tutorial. See, so this guy did tutorial mess, and this is freaking like he made this like 2 years ago at least. Let's see, we gotta maximize this right now. So there'd be like a guy say, "Hey, hello, welcome hero to the never-ending battle for." Okay, he just Azeroth. he freaking stole like Azeroth the command center. He just did what Warcraft and like freaking like StarCraft. That's my buddy. He's a troll, right? So this will probably extend a little bit farther out, and then it'll be chat. Probably get better text. You know, that's this stuff. We see like have the chat box text is like has maybe like more of a thing. And I also sitting down, my hands got really cold. So I'm gonna exercise. So anyway, I want to get you a general idea of what you're gonna be seeing. So you be up to like 2 or 3 people talking at once. Generally, it'll be one person talking, 2 people talking if they're arguing, and then make a third person like, "Hey, why you guys arguing?" You know, like step in there, "Shut up, robot." You know, it's like don't make us. And then you unify against like it's like I don't know. My argument protocols have been kicked in. You know, just robot stuff. You know. Anyway, I'm just saying there's gonna be like a script. You have 1 versus 2. Or one. It's just. I'm going to tell you what we're working with, and if there's going to be like hand-to-hand combat, so you go down the space thing, it'll just be like textual right there. It won't be anything special. Maybe it's just some dice rolls or something, and then like and like it won't be great. You know, I mean, it'll be great because it's role playing, and it's better than the book. So right off the bat, it's better than the book, and it plays out like in a way that you feel interactive. So it's like interactive book. I don't know if you ever played Choose Your Own Adventure books, but they're some of the best things ever. You ever have kids? They're like 5, 6, 7, 8. Get them on Choose Your Own Adventure books. That opened my whole life. It was like, wow, you do that and this and that. Like if-then statements, like right off the bat when I was young. You know, and also reading a lot was good. So I'm just trying to burn calories. I should be doing the housework, but I'm just going to do karate because I'm pretty stoked. Okay, so I'm telling you how the storyline tutorial is going to go. This is kind of like basically just a bunch of those guys on the side, different portraits and stuff right in there. So I cannot right now currently sit down and code. That'll my calories will build up, blood sugar will build up as my digestion happens faster than I burn them. So we'll sit around. We'll put Eclipse later, and we're just talking about my storyline. So okay, so we're gonna reel it back in. So we talked about how later in the game you're gonna get all these random events. And you have, reason to have science because anomalies might happen. You might want to have first aid in case you have to help people or have an SOS. So there can be a lot of reason to have non-combat skills because you want to be prepared in the event of an anomaly that would be like if you solve it, you get like a legendary or something. You know, you want to be prepared in the event. You know, be prepared. You know, always want to be prepared. That's the Boy Scout motto. And the Boy Scout motto is you want to leave the campsite better when you leave than when you got there, which is also analogy for life. You know. Do something good with your life. Don't just go through life trying to seek pleasure and money. If you do that, you're going to have a life that you did not live, that you enjoy. You did not enjoy your life. You will not enjoy it in the next life either if you're like all selfish. You will enjoy your life in the next life if you live all for people and help everybody around. That's just general wisdom. Just trust me on that. Love's the way. There is a spirit power of love. We're going to continue on. So we talked about Absurdity Trail is going to happen after the tutorial. But this is the tutorial, and you need a tutorial in your game to help people. It's going to be a 2-tiered tutorial. First tier tutorial will be when you just log in the game, it starts telling you how to build stuff. Okay, and the second tier tutorial will be the MMO. Okay, I'm going to focus more on the MMO because like right now I'm going to say something that's like a game design flaw. I was about to say something. If you ever tell yourself, I'm about to do something stupid, well, think about doing something else. You know. So what I was going to say is my original thought for jumping in Starfighter General is to have a boring click on the command center. You like that guy? You see that guy? That guy's boring as crap. He's like, hey, I'm Mr. Boring. I'm telling you to click on stuff. I'm like I didn't play a video game So let's have people tell me what to do, right? This never ending, just drones on, I just tell you what to do forever. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you log on, you want the tutorial to be fun. So I was saying, like when I'm talking about my game design, which is great to talk about stuff because I enjoy this and I hope I enlighten people as to like cool game design and where you can get to if you study your entire life and stuff and study culture, get to like where I'm at right now. Whoa. But hey, anyway, so I'm gonna say, check it out. My game design flaw. Before I get to the real, we haven't even got to the meat and potatoes. The whole point of bringing this up, I dance around stuff. Like you want to get to the point, but sometimes you want to dance around all the flavorful text and stuff around the outside of it. You know, it's called tangents. You know, and you kind of like fly off into space and you come back. Sometimes you fly off into space and don't come back. You forgot what the whole point of your conversation. It actually happens to a lot of people. But I know where I'm going to go with this. But I'm going to say we're zeroing in, and as we're zeroing in and come close to landing on the topic. Where we're at right now is we're talking about, so you log on to the Clash of Clans, you know. It says click on your base, right? Then it says now harvest minerals. Now go fight a battle. Now, you know, click on this, upgrade your research. You know, that's boring. It's telling you what to do, right? I have to, when I get a chance, I'm going to have to sit around and think of some way of unborifying that. Making it exciting. Making it exciting to want to come out, oh, click your thing, and it's going to be this and that, and then this will lead to that, and then you can do this, and these are options, and all the horizons are opening above you. Actually, you know what? Let's write that down. Like it's like you want to know what your horizons are. You want to know what you want to get to. When I played Bard's Tale, one of the most original computer RPGs that succeeded. We wanted to be an archmage, you know, a magic user that uses all the magics. What happens is, as you leveled up and you went to the next, you had to master all the magic, an entire magic class domain, and then get another one. So there's temptation when I drop out halfway, get another magic domain, drop out halfway. Because like the early ones would have some really good spells. So if you use this multi-spell magic user, it would be really powerful early on, a mid-game magic user by like taking a bunch of the early texts, you know. But then you gimp yourself, so you never get to become that archmage. So you sit there, do I want to get myself and be powerful early on, and then maybe get another guy to be an archmage and keep going on? So this one guy wants to be an archmage, and he's less powerful through the whole game, but and eventually he spikes, and he's just like the most powerful guy because he has all the spells, right? So he's like, do you want to do that? Like that's like take a long time to be an archmage. I mean, like it'll take weeks and weeks and weeks of grinding in Bard's Tale to be an archmage. I never got one, but I got like a discipline or two down. I think there's 4 disciplines of magic. But anyway, that's a really old game. It has lots of flaws, but you know it was popular for a reason because it was, you know, had some stuff that was never done before. Bard's Tale, right? So in Clash tutorial, I want to open the horizons. Like, you know, do I want to be an archmage? Do I want to do this? So I want to open up. I want to give the guy a horizon. We want to give him horizons right off the bat. Horizons. Horizons. Aspire to. And we want to like we got to give them the horizon to aspire to, and these horizons to aspire to should be something that's valid in the game. You know, you don't go like, hey, would you like to be like intergalactic space pilot who buys and sells and trades like, I don't know, like alligators? And if you don't have alligators in your game, that you just like, okay, you hype the guy up and there's not there. You know, it's like Lucky Charms, man. Or like tricks. The rabbit never gets the tricks, man. There's no. So we want to hype them up to aspiration of something that's possible in the game. Lots of games have aspiration that's stuff that's not even possible in the game. It's just a game designer wanted to do that and it didn't pan out so well, and everybody's disappointed. And you know, it's still a game, so other people are like, yeah, I like the game, it's so happy. It's like the guy's like, but you don't understand. I wanted to play the game for this reason, not there. Well, I don't care. I like the game. You just have problems. People argue like it online. Like a lot of that stuff comes from the developers themselves, you know. Pushing like public relations to sell more product. Okay, but anyway, so we've taken off the layer just before we land, or where I want to go with the sci-fi. So the Clash tutorial, I have to spice up, and I think I'm going to do that by horizons. I'm going to do the normal Clash tutorial, like you said, like this guy, this adjutant right here, saying some stuff. And then also, as we go along, I want to have them like be interested in where they can go with it. You know, ooh, I got research. Well, research can help you with this. It can get you new ships, can get more power, get your thing. You can research stuff we don't even know about yet. You know, ooh, I want power. Ooh, what about the stuff we don't know about? Fantasize them. Wants to drag them in. What happens when I research? You know, I want to get this leveled up because I want to see what happens, right? And then you got them. Okay, that's where you get them. That's what you want. That's what you want. You want them to be interested in leveling your stuff up. And, oh, there's some mysteries ahead. Okay, so that's one. So, like I said, and I'll explain how I got to here. Remember Clash tutorial? I'm like, oh, I'm just going to use this adjutant. He's going to say, click this, click this, click this. And I was really like, dude, every time I do that, and this guy tells me what to do, it's boring as crap. Boring as crap. And so I knew that was a game design flaw that other people were using. Now I know a proper game design that would be improved upon. See, if you're going to use industry standard, if you're going to take industry standard, and you know why it's standard, and all the mechanics why it's standard, and you're going, well, they're messing, everybody's messing up in this area. Then you can advance the art by like going, okay, we're going to advance the art, right? So we're taking your normal adjutant that tells you, click on your command center, level it up. Now go build a mining facility, a mining operation. Now build a silo. Now do this. Now that you take that and you add it spicy. So when you do it, it's like, the command center. When this levels up to maximum level, you're able to unlock this. But right now, let's just focus on getting your base started. And it'd be, it's, you always want to be like, they say the whole design now is going to be putting things in the person's brain. What's in the future if I do this? You start putting a bunch of things in the brain of all these things that could possibly happen. Their brain is going to be percolating. What happens if I do this? What happens if I do? I'm going to Google online what to do. And then you make it online. You make it look really cool and stuff. And then boom, you got them. You got them, right? And so anyway, so that solves that. Actually, so we encountered a problem with a standard boring tutorial. Clash tutorial, and we solved it. But I'm going to go to my actual tutorial, my MMO tutorial. So you're going to log on the MMO tutorial, and it's going to start off like Back to the Future. There's going to be like, even though there's places to drive all through Sky, people are going to still follow a road. Because like you're in space, but you're going to follow a road, and you're like, why do I have to do this? There's all these places to go. And if you try and go off the road, you'll get immediately pulled over by the police. And they'll harass you, and they'll win the battle if you win, because you're like level 1. Unless you're really good, and then they call more police, and it's funny. How do I hear the police alarm? It's in space. It's showing here. But anyway, but what happens is, okay, I can't go around this tunnel. Let's go through this tunnel. But there's like, it's gonna be like a New York tunnel. Everybody's gonna be like jamming through there. And when you try and get into it initially, you're probably gonna wreck into a couple of ships. You go, and you go, ching, and they'll say like, you have to pay insurance fees. And they're like, ching, ching, and you're like, you start out with like zero. You start out with $0, and you'll probably rack up like a couple $100 worth of like insurance fees. So you're gonna go in the hole right off the bat, and like, what the heck? I'm in the hole. What kind of game is this, right? And then you have to do it. It's the rite of passage. And then when you're going down when you're driving down this tube, and it'll open up, and it'll be like open space again, and you're like, okay. And you try to go off and you try and pass. It'll say do not pass. You try and pass, it says do not pass. I say try and pass. You get cop will get you again. Dang it. And then it'll be this really slow guy, right? Say do not pass, and they'll say none shall pass, right? And if you pass during where it says none shall pass, the cop that pulls you over is the Black Knight from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And you get to fight him and maybe blow his arms off or something. I don't know. But it'd be funny because it's like, they do not pass, do not pass. It's a very clever thing. People won't even notice it says none shall pass unless you see it. And it's a Black Knight, man. It's just hilarious. So that's right off the bat. You got a New York tunnel. You got these cops that like pull over. It's like, so like first of all, you got a tunnel in space. Doesn't make any sense. Why would you need a tunnel in space? Just put some pylons up. Then there are pylons later. And then why do you have to follow a trail in space? It's just like following everybody. This is stupid. I have to follow along the lines. And then the cops pull me over, and then so you got a couple different things going on. It's all funny tropes. So it's gonna open up the tunnel, right? And then when you get to like the town, here let's load up the character sheet. There's not much more scripting I have after this, but I have a general consensus that I want to go to. See if I have it loaded up on here. Current dev notes, design code. Oh, okay. Okay, I knew where I have to go. I have to go to Starfighter tutorial. Okay, so here's like see, editor events. Okay, that's the bar guy, the text document. It's nothing. So I think it's storyline tropes. Okay, tropes. This is gonna be the guy. Okay, so there's okay, a couple of NPCs. Okay, so you're either a female or a male or a robot, right? Okay, so female, male, robot, and so basically when your dialogue is there, it's gonna be either a male talking or a female, And I might even do voiceover on this because it'll be funny for a couple of these things for at least the tutorial. Space. This space is not an object. I plan on my game being like 10 terabytes eventually. I want a person to buy an external hard drive just to play my game. Right? This is gonna be one of those like, oh, Jim's game is so awesome. We need an external hard drive for it. Right. Anyway, so so there's a robot. Okay, so there's a robot. Let's see, that's tropes. I'm trying to find the actual character sheet. Storyline. Okay, here's the actual character sheet. So we have a robot. There's a robot designed that's so efficient in in compact in its memory and processes that it doesn't have a personality. It's just a general purpose robot, and the personality is placed in the little chip. It's called a name tag. You put the name tag on the robot, and whatever you put on it, it does. So it'd be like a maid robot. Oh, I'm gonna clean your house. You know, it'd be like a pilot robot. Oh, shoot stuff. I'm a robot. You know, and then be like, okay, you're like a be a companion droid. Hey, what's up? I'm a cool companion droid. That's gonna be my name tag. Says be cool companion droid. It's like, okay, whatever. And so anyway, so there's a general purpose robot where its entire personality and everything is placed on a name tag, right? So you find this robot, and it's like, what's your name? What do you purpose? Oh, it depends on what I put on my name tag. Okay, I'm gonna call you name tag. And so like there's a robot. It's gonna start you call him name tag from there on. There's a punk girl who's just a clone. You rescue her in one of the first missions. She has like purple hair, and she said, "My name's Ponk," you know, and she's like, oh, she's like a tank girl type of character. But then you find out later she's a clone. There's tons of Ponks everywhere. There's Ponks everywhere, and she talks, you know, I'm just a clone, whatever. And it's like, who cares, you know? So you got that whole thing where like she's like her personality is almost like, hey, I'm a clone, so whatever, you know, it's like it doesn't matter, you know, like people go through life already, like what does life mean, and what's the purpose of life? What should I do? You know, where should I go? Should I be anything in life? Should I just follow the pleasure? Should I follow the money? I should follow the love, because there is a power in love, and that's what rules the world, and is love. People who chase control and power and money and exploitation of people, they're just chasing the illusion of what is real. People who follow love and help everybody around them, that's for real. So if you're personally looking for seeking meaning in life, boom, there goes meaning in life is the way of love, you know. And I'll say there's a man who's loved more than anybody, a man who never hurt anybody, never did anything wrong. He fed a lot of people, cured a lot of people, gave people their dignity, and that man's name is Jesus. He's the most loving person of all time. He's no longer even on this earth, but he did walk this earth at one time, and we killed him because we are so corrupt. That's what we do. We don't. Anybody who's really good and talks to says the system is bad, they take him out and they take him out. You know, you take out the guy trying to change the system. Hey, look, I have a lot of money and I benefit from this corrupt system. Why would I want it to change? You know, so they took out Jesus. You know, he's the most loving person of all time, and I will tell you he's real and there's love. And so if you don't believe in the spirit world, there are two fires that burn in a man's heart: love and hate. You embrace love, you embrace pleasure. You give other people happiness, they give joy. And they set your community on fire. And that fire that they burn with comes to burn you back. So you burn with love, you get pleasure back. You burn with hate, you're going to get pain back. You know, it's the two things going on. And I don't know, we talk philosophical later. I know all about that stuff. I've seen tons of miracles. So like I said, I know where we're going to. Let's say you don't even believe there's like a spirit world. Okay, let's just say there's science keeps getting better. As you move forward in time, science gets better and better. And eventually we'll have stuff in the future. It's the same as magic. It's the same as miracles, right? What happens if we invent time travel in this situation? Then we can have miracles all throughout history. And then what we would do is we're like, well, the only problem we don't have is like, who should control all of reality? Well, we'll look for that most loving person of all time, Jesus, you know? And so like even if you don't believe in the spirit, even if you don't believe in other universes, you could believe in the future. Everything in the future is so high tech, they got time travel, can do anything all throughout reality. And in which case you could say, well, then miracles can happen today because time travelers can just come back here. And then who would be in charge of that? Well, you're going to have the person in charge going to be the guy who has conquered everybody and subverted everybody and got control ultimately. You know, chased out losing control, really got there. Or society said, hey, let's go get that guy who really loved in charge. You know, so like I said, but I know God's in charge. I know love's in charge. So let's roll on and figure out where I was even talking about. Oh, yeah, so we were talking about name tag. And he said, oh, no, then we were talking about Ponk. and purpose in life. Purpose in life. And she doesn't know what her purpose in life. Well, like I said, we just talked through humanity. A lot of people don't know what they should be doing in life. Like, this is a common problem, and we are not clones. Once you're a clone, that makes it even more complicated. Like, am I special? You know, everybody else is just like me. They made a million people just like me, and there's no point in, like, we have struggled with the point of life, and now there's a million people just like me. Am I unique on top of your other problems? There you go, Pong. That's her character. So we got a robot who has only purpose when you give us a name tag, and you have a girl that doesn't care because she's a freaking tank girl, and she doesn't want to deal with the philosophy, so she just runs with it. She's like your standard future punk girl, like, don't give it for crap, blow you up, So before we go on, name tag is kind of like a little bit like the short circuit robot in some respects. So, it's gonna hit because, like, I know what comes next. Okay? So, like, we'll call it crosswire because you don't want to go short circuit. That like trigger some people, but you're gonna end up saying some stuff that's off protocol, right? Like you say stuff that, like, protocol would say this is more important than that. So like I say, like, an emergency situation, he'll be like, okay, what color of Band-Aid should we use? It doesn't matter what color Band-Aid you should use. Like, your protocol should know that's different. You just use a bandage. And, like, what's wrong with this robot, right? You start noticing, but you have to have an intelligence factor that's high enough. We're gonna do stuff like Fallout based on your intelligence, because believe it or not, Starfighter Generals based on Intergalactic Bounty Hunter universe, which I never published, but it's a really successful RPG. 10,000 hours play. Everybody loved it. This is the best RPG ever played. But it was based off of the Wasteland series, which was later Fallout came off of. So we do have intelligence-based, like, our scripting. We're having, like, your intelligence is not high, or skill-based scripting, attribute-based scripting. We'll just say general. Or you can have items, you get whatever. The scripting can have a couple branches depending on certain situation. That's just how it goes. But in general, it's going to be a movie script. But if you're intelligent, you'll be starting going, name tag, your programming says that you should know this is an emergency situation. You don't worry about, like, the color of it. Your protocols are messed up. You'll start seeing clues to that, right? But anyway, so we have a crosswired robot that mostly functional, and it used to be kind of lovable, And then you have this girl that just, like, a tank girl doesn't care, gonna go blow stuff up. I think League of Legends was like be like a jinxer, So anyway, here's the guy. This guy's this is what I started writing the tutorial. So there's a guy we were talking about pranked. Like, anybody walk up and say pranked? If you hang out with someone, they come up and they push your back, and you're like, oh, and you go pranked, and everything they do, they say pranked after. You're like, dude, it's not funny. Like, to some degree, it's a little bit funny, but to a big degree, it's stupid. You invent, like, real humor. Don't just don't do dumb stuff and say pranked all the time, right? But at the same time, in the future, when you're looking for allies, the fight alongside you and defend you from space piracy, you don't really, he'll be like a big jock guy that has, like, a weird sense of humor that's just, like, basically the Offspring's wannabe guy, and he's just a prank guy, and, like, the thing is, just sometimes it'll be funny, and then, like, most people, like, not laugh and be like, oh, that's not funny, that's dumb. But then there'll be one person, like, get that snicker out of it, like, and they look over like, come on, man, everybody else thought that wasn't funny. Why do you think it's funny? Because you did that. You're like, it'll start stuff, right? So with this jock guy, like, pranked, it's like, dude, that's not funny. Like, most all the time will be not funny. So it'll be funny because it goes, like, what happens is there's a thing in the humor, and, like, a lot of comedians say it, like, if you say a pun, like, one time, like, people are like, oh, that's lame. But you say a pun again, lame. You say it about 50 times, and then just kind of saying puns all the time. Like, I had a guy in, like, Spyro Nights. He would say a pun every, like, he could say 3 puns a minute. Like, let's say he said a pun every, like, 2 minutes, right? He would just not stop punning. Like, I mean, like, freaking, he's inventing them on the fly, because he told me, like, thousands of puns. I'm like, how do you do this? Your mind must be revolving around puns. And, like, he started becoming funny. I call him the Punisher, Like, puns are bad, and it's so bad it's funny, because he just wouldn't stop. Right? So, like, this prank guy, even though it's not funny at first, he'll do it all the time. And like, yeah, what up, prank? Like, eventually you're like, oh, dude, like, come on, dude. Like, and I'll be like, like, running gags like that. He starts getting funny even though it's lame to begin with, right? We'll start out lame, okay? So, I don't know what to call him. I was thinking maybe like a wash-up king of something. Or something, had no money. Has no money. I just try. Some of these players are come and go. Like, we're looking for NPCs, right? You look for NPCs that come and go. Maybe some of these don't have a backstory. Maybe I'll flesh it out. Like I said, this is not fleshed out. This is skeleton, right? We got the seemingly cool backstabber. Oh, yeah, seemingly cool backstabber. So This guy's gonna be like actually cool. He's gonna be like the actual cool guy, and like he'll be sarcastically putting people down, and people think it's funny. When, like he'll put down the name, he'll put down like the prank guy a lot, like you know, and people are like, oh, that's funny. And people think it's funny, but then he's actually cold and callous. I think it's funny, but it's cool callous. Cool callous. It's hard to see that, you know. It's hard to. Some people like seem like sarcastic at the font, and they're all just like distant, you know. Be like that distant guy, like you know. He has like maybe like he doesn't have to wear sunglasses or anything. He could just be like, yeah. I think he wears sunglasses because you know sunglasses. You know, glasses are shady, right? Sunglasses are shady. You know, they shade your eyes from the sun. You know, sunglasses shady. You know, it's like if you don't see what the person's eyes are, you don't know what they're up to. So like he's gonna be wearing sunglasses, and he'll be like one of the anime guy. He'll be like, you know, he'll be like in the back. You know, like the guy that's always like, hey, with his arms crossed, just like, looking around. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll be like that guy. The guy seems like he's so cool. He's too cool to even be with you. Just happy he's even hanging out with you because he's that cool, right? So, but it ends up being he's the betrayer. He's one of the betrayers on you. Okay. And I don't know where it's going to turn, but he'll get you. I think he's going to take out name tag. I think you freaking pissed off at him. He'll say something like lame, and you'll say something lame. I mean, and you'll say something awesome. Like so, and we have a guy. I think he said you want like I'm asking my friends if they want to be characters in the game. And he's supposed to be the leader of Black Knights. Like whatever. Whatever. I don't know what you're gonna be. Okay. Oh, we have a hotshot glory hunter. Okay, so this is pilot. Like he's just like I want to get the last hit and talk about how awesome I am. And these are just characters. I haven't established like the plot and where it's gonna go with it. Here, and then, oh, by the way, I burnt my calories off, so I can sit down and code now. But I don't want to go back into clips right now because I'm totally into this the script right now, and I'm explaining it. So he gets last hits, and may or may not help the battle. But he talks about how awesome he is. Like he's trying to get a promotion. Trying to get a promotion. Get a promotion among friends. There's nowhere to go up. It's just a bunch of friends hanging out. Okay, and then we got this. Okay, so we're starting to get the good character, right? Here's where the character starts getting. Okay, so we have this guy called No Die. Okay, he's basically a wolf hybrid. You know, a human walking wolf, right? But he's actually a werehuman. You know, he used to always be a human walking wolf, but then he got bit by like a belligerent, drunken British man in a bar fight, and then he like at night he turns into a belligerent, like alcoholic, like British man. Okay, so like when he's about to change, you want to on your team, you want to give him like a leash. You want to leash him and like restrain him. So when he turns into a belligerent drunken man, you just he goes to sleep or something. And you leave him alone, right? But like. So there's gonna be one scene where you're trying to give him the leash. Give him the leash, because he's about to turn. And then like name tag goes out and feeds him a plate of leeches, like leeches. So he's in dog form now, like he's like wolf form, and he eats these leeches. And he's like, what's he say? He says, "This is quite daintily delicious." Dare say, what was that dish? So like he's gonna be like when in wolf form, he's gonna be a gentleman, like a gentleman British guy. Like he's gonna be like, "Oh, dear, say, chap, pip, pip, curio." And he's going to be like, he's going to toe the line guy. He's not going to make waves. He's going to be like that gentleman that sits in the back, like, "Oh, yes, I think that would be a good course of action," you know? And like one of those guys, like a guy's like so like gentlemanly, he has a little bit of class to it. Like, you know what? Hanging out with this wolf, he's not a wild, he's like wolves you think are wild and crazy. "Oh, I'm a freaking crazy wolf." And he's like, "No, you know, I think, you know, I would like to put my, dude, British words are like in complex words sometimes not my style because I've been doing this for a while. But like, let's say he says, "I would like to put my proposal that we would travel to Andromeda Galaxy. I have heard that they have this, and this, which would facilitate our trade thing." You know, like one of those type of talks. Like it sounds like he analyzes and talks, and you know, it's very cheerful and agreeable, and then just a good old good old fashioned British type pip pip cheerio, you good chap, you know, let's do it. You know, like, this guy is not gonna make waves. That's when he's in wolf form. But isn't it like drunken? When he's in drunken, like he's not drunken when he comes to. He would be alcoholic, so he's gonna try and get beer, right, and then just cause a ruckus. When he's in like raise a ruckus like British hawker hooligan mode. Oh, cranky, let's go, Droogs, let's go. Why you do that? Okay, so so now you know his character. He's like, it's actually freaking hilarious to call him like a werehuman. It's like, I used to be just a normal good wolf, but that night I have a bad side where I turn into a belligerent like British man. Right? So after Name Tag feeds him a plate of leeches, and as a wolf, it's not bad. He's like, that was quite daintily delicious. Dare say, what was that, just chap? And then the Name Tag, leeches, sir. You ate a plate of leeches. And No Die's like, thank you. I never thought of doing such a thing. Surprisingly, it was not as disappointing as I would have expected. I did certainly enjoy that dish, more unknowingly the meat. I did certainly dish when I didn't know. I have to rewrite that when I didn't know what it was. You know, that's a rewrite. So I said this is a skeleton. Script rewrite part words rewrite sentence rewrite restructure. So like he'd be like, yes, I ate the leeches. That was less disappointing than I thought it would be, and it would have been better if you wouldn't have told me. And then he morphs into the Droog, the No Droog. You freaking fed me leeches, you grimy rats! I trusted you. Now you backstabbing, no good, double crossing, betraying, feed your own friends freaking leeches. You're gonna pay. And then and then he goes, I gotta wash them down. So he wanders off, and you know he's gonna get drunk in the pantry. And the rest of the team looks at each other like, Name Tag, I said the leash. What about the leash? I said give him the leash. You fed him leeches. Quite sorry, sir. My voice recognition software is quite dated. Do you want me to give him the leash? It seems like it might be quite a truffle now. Yes, it is going to be a scuffle. That's why I wanted the leash on him before it turned to hit midnight. He goes very bad tonight. It's like clockwork. Orange? What? An orange leash. Would that be fine? And then there's a intelligence rule we were talking about there earlier. I told you. Like, I worry about you almost as much as I worry about humanity. Your programming should know by now that fashion is less imperative than the function of the emergency situation. What if it's like this sort of intelligence rule. If you get an intelligence rule, you'll notice that like him caring about the color of the leash matters, you know. And then also, by the way, these guys will be talking British too, you know, you and Name Tag. And why are we talking British now? I hope we didn't catch werehuman. I'd hate to become like this Name Tag saying this. It's like, also, why are we talking British now? I hope we didn't catch werehuman. I'd hate to become like him. You're a robot. Name Tag, you're a robot. Exactly. And I'd like to stay that way. And then Drew comes forward. So, like, there's just, like, kind of fun stuff like that, you know. Okay, I got, like, some more future, like, you end up, like, Name Tag, No Die has to get, like, wander off somehow, somewhere. He's not a bad guy, you know. No Die. He's just, you know, a wolf that turns into, like, a drunken idiot. Right? So anyway, that's that. So at the end, okay. So just bring it back together. You want the good sci-fi. So it's like at the end when the betrayer, cool guy, shows his true colors, and then Name Tag. By the way, Name Tag has like a catchphrase. It sounds a lot like the Rob Schneider catchphrase. I didn't mean it like that. But let's go. Oh, we'll go to the, that storyline. That's actually character. Let's save as characters. So. It was originally storyline. We just ended up being characters. So, you're a storyline. Now we have character storyline. So tropes. So Name Tag goes, you can make a difference. Okay, he just like you can make a difference. And like, every time he says, because it's encouraging Pergol. He just says all the time. It's like you know, your encouragement module is overclocked. I'm okay, Name Tag. You know, you just say that all the time. You know, he'll say you can make a difference, and it'll come out good. I'll see what there's a saying. I know you're okay. You're extremely okay. If moderation is extreme, you'd be extremely moderate or moderately extreme. I need to compile my language modules to verify. While you're doing that, Name Tag, I'm gonna fix. This is just some random like just what you do. I want to tell you, like, this is a secret. Okay, you want to write stuff like Seinfeld. You want to write stuff like Spielberg. You want to write stuff like Lucas. You don't just sit down like they wrote Police Academy and have a bunch of drunken comedians smoking like cigars and talking stuff, or you end up with Naked Guns and stuff. Where like, you know, there's a lot of really funny things, but in between there's some dumb stuff, right? That stuff's so hit or miss. There's so many cringe comedy in those, and like even Airplane is a really good, like the highest grade of humor that those old comedians did. It's famous, Airplane. It's a good movie and everything, but like there's some cringe stuff in Airplane, man. There's cringe stuff in Police Academy. There's cringe stuff in Naked Gun. There's more cringe stuff in Naked Gun than anywhere. But like I'm saying, that cringe stuff is there because they're trying to force jokes. They sit down and they got all these jokes, and they go, "Well, we know these are lesser jokes, and we have to put filler in there, so just slap them in there." And you sit there and watch it, like, "Oh God." And they're like, right now, back then it was terrible. You go back and watch an 80s movie now, it's like, that joke is so terrible, it's a definitive of an 80s comedy, right? You know. But if you want to do good, you know, classy 90s, like Seinfeld, you want to like do like a Spielberg Goonies or Gremlins. If you want to do a George Lucas, like, you know, space opera, what you got to do is first find things that are impactful. You live your life, right? You live your life, and when you live your life, things happen that are just funny. You never heard them before, I mean, because you never did it before, and you experience them. And when that funny thing happens, you write it down. You know, you get an idea. Oh, that's a great idea. I'll write that down. You know, I would like to say I was at the gas station. That's a good example. I was at the gas station. The lady's like, "Oh my God, I got your change wrong. I'm dumb." And I looked at her and I go, "Hey, we're all dumb. We're just, some of us are too dumb to know it." And so we both got a laugh, right? So like you write that stuff down, and then you got these human experiences, these things that are impactful, you know, or and when you got these things that like pull at your heart or make you laugh or bring emotion of some sort, you just write them down. You don't have to sort them or anything. Just write them down a list. Get about 200 to 400 of them, and you just have them all happen like randomly. You have Hangover 9. If you have 200, 400 of them, or even more, and you like look and you have a framework of like a movie you want to write, the script would be just be like, okay, they start out in this in this town, they got to get to that town. In between there's some Indians and there's some lawmen looking for them, and what they don't know is their lost brothers looking for them. You know, like and you have these things that are going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen there right now because you haven't written the script, but you know you have all these events like that are really good. You see if they fit in any of those classifications. Then you start filling them in classification. Oh, these would be the Indian stuff that happened with Indians. There's stuff that happened on the trail. There's stuff that happened in the town. Boom. And then you have all these things that happen in the town. And you, this would be, then that, boom. It writes itself. Okay. And when it writes itself, you're not forcing like a stupid joke like man trips, falls on his face to like distract from like this movie sucking. You know what I mean? Say like, oh, that's funny. He fell. You know, it's not funny after a while. You know, the guy keeps. You know what I'm saying? Like you say a joke like, you know, like I can't even think of a lame joke. I don't even want to tell a lame joke right now because like lame jokes are lame, right? But everything you have will be heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching, funny. You already know because you already experienced it in life. You know, it's human experiences. You have to take these human experiences, hundreds of them. Or like, you know, at least, I would say dozens. Like I don't know the minimum you want, but I know you want about 100 or 400. The more the better because it's more to pick from as you start categorizing. You start subcategorizing them, then you go from 400 down to like 40 or 20 or 10 or 5. You know, and then you don't got as many to work with. But if you have like thousands or something, you should tell your friends take all your funny things happen in your life and write them down. Right, send them to me or something. You know, and then what you do is you keep track of them. That's a creative individual needs those. They say. Game developers game designers right now don't have it right. That's why games suck right now. There's a lot of games out there that just suck. You know, there's not they want to make money. They want to make microtransactions, and the game designers just get something done, or it doesn't matter. Ideas don't matter. Ideas are everything. Okay, that's what made Goonies. That's what made Gremlins. That's what made Star Wars. You have to have good ideas. Rawhide, Rifleman, Cheyenne. Those were all really good things. You know, Home Alone. Home Alone was made by the guy who made Goonies. I actually knew that. His name was Christopher Columbus, I believe. And I knew someone who worked on Goonies, worked on Home Alone. Because when they Goonies, when they're going across the log, the Fratelli brothers are going to come across the log, they're going to go get the Goonies. And the one guy slips and falls on his nuts or something. Like, and he falls on his back first. It's a very telegraph flip where he gets up in the air. They slip. It's a very telegraph slip. Like whoop, and the leg just goes like disgustingly high in the back, and he falls right on his back. You know, they did that in Home Alone. I'm like, that's the same guy. Probably they did both, and I was right. Both guys did the same. So, like I said, you know your human emotion, and you have your own classification. People will identify you based on your work because of that. But anyway, human experiences. It's creativity. You're always rating creativity. It's rating creativity on everybody. I'm not creative. I can't just make stuff up. I can't make stuff up on the fly either. I just go with what has happened to me and what I think is funny, and it can be remixed, right? So like, It's raining creativity on everybody. Every time you go to life, you go to a bar, you start saying funny jokes. I don't go to bars, I think it's lame. But you go to places and then people start telling jokes, and you're like, hey, jokes, and these are cool. You write them down. You never heard them before. They're not on the internet or whatever. Just write them down. And then you have thousands of them. Well, let's say hundreds. Let's just say hundreds. You can write anything. You gotta say, you chain them together, you don't try, you got a hangover. Chain them together, you try, you have like a masterpiece, right? So we're trying to chain together ideas and make Starfighter General. And these are a bunch of just random ideas that I'm gathering, and that's how you do it. You know what? I should go back through my idea piles and slap them in here. That's actually good talk, because it actually helped me right now. But what I was saying is, it rains creativity on everybody, and if you don't write it down, you're not collecting the rain of creativity. You're letting it wash away. You should be writing all your ideas down. Write it down, especially the idea of me collecting creativity buckets. So we're talking about writing it down. I have to go through all my material. My juicy material. Actually, you know what? I have a bunch of adventures. Go through original adventure. I never published it, so these are all fresh. So everybody else. So first adventure. Oh, dude, I already wrote it down. dude. You see where mine's at, you know? So I work, man. We work. So okay, so remember the wannabe guy we were talking about, like the guy who's always saying prank. Sometimes name tag will be like, when he does something, he'll be like, you can make a difference, you know? And then Paul will be like, stop, encourage him, like name tag, you know, because there's gonna be like a, you're gonna have like almost like a family type of like atmosphere. You make the characters more relatable, make them more interactable. So like Paul's gonna be like, think that the wannabe guy is gonna be the wannabe guy, like kind of like from Offspring. Hey, do that brand new thing, do pranked, and they should be like, leave that guy needs help. And Paul will be like, I need help. I'm a clone. I have an identity crisis. That guy needs way more help than me. Name tag, stop encouraging, right? So like we just say with something like, because she's gonna be like, she's gonna be a head case that understands she's a head case, you know, like a minor head case, you know. She's a mess. She's a tank girl. The tank girl jinxers know they mess. Okay, head case knows they mess. I need help. That guy needs more. That guy needs way more help. We'll put like general ideas and like I'm actually gonna go through the Offspring lyrics, right on, and you get some like quotes right. I'm not gonna. To me, he's an Offspring wannabe guy, but he's a really big Offspring wannabe guy, like a jock, you know. So, but we'll make it better. So that could take a. I got a quote from like that one singer, Gwen Stefani. I'm just a girl on the road. So like if she dies or leaves or gets like whatever, I'm just a punk on the road. That's all I would be. So like you see, we got some stuff going on there. Got the character development, events. Sashimi, barter guy. Oh yeah, they try. This is actually a funny event. So there's gonna be a time where someone goes, there's gonna be like a slug that shows, I like shiny things. I like to buy shiny things. And or something like wants to buy like cybernetic arms or something. Whatever reason is shiny. I think it's shiny. And it's like, we don't have anything shiny here. Shiny with glowy lights. We don't have shiny with glowy lights. And then you look over at Punk's cybernetic arm as she's scratching it or something. Punk, your arm. She's like, what about it? And you'd be like, it says, you get the idea, you don't explain it to her. It's just like the shiny barter guy's like, I give 5,000 credits for shinies. I won't say 2,000. We'll make it like worth it. And you go, and your character looks at Ponk and goes, we could buy you another arm, Ponk, for 2,000 credits at any starbase. And she looks back at you like you're like a freak. And he's like, look, freak, I don't know what freaking stuff you're into, but I'm fine. I don't need a third arm. Like you didn't tell her, no, you got to sell your cybernetic arm, Ponk. Dude, it's my arm. Yeah, but we'll buy you a new one. Look, it'll be weird getting down an arm. We better go right to the starbase and buy one. And I get 1,000 credits from that. Like that's the type of interaction you got. Like, Ponk, we can go to a starbase and buy you an arm for 2,000 credits. And she looks at you like, why do we win up? Why do I need a third arm? You're like, that doesn't even make sense. Because you're trying to barter with this this slug who wants to buy something that's shiny and glowing, and the only thing that's shiny that has glowy lights is Punk's arm right there. So you're like, and you end up like, if you want to, you sell Punk's arm, and she has like one arm for a while, and like her cybernetic arm, and you go to Starbase, or you can play the adventure with Punk with like one arm. I think we hold on. I think I got people outside right now. Someone showed up at my door, I believe. I'll be back. 1 second. There was not. Someone's supposed to show up today. So that's the type of storyline. And I haven't got to the classy part that's better than sci-fi. So all that stuff's really entertaining. All this stuff already, to me, is super entertaining. It's funny ass stuff. Sorry about cursing. I tried not to curse word. It wasn't even a hard one. But, be back in a sec. And we'll talk about the conclusion. All right, I'm gonna conclude this. Like a lot of times, I would video edit. I like video editing. Like if I say something weird afterwards about or show code I don't want to show, or a thing go out. Normally I'd let the video run and then video edit. But I found out video editing lowers the quality. So let's just do this in one take. I'm going to hold on. Give me a moment. Okay, what is the conclusion? So what happens with name tag? You're an endearing robot that you low-key start learning, not directly that he's short-circuited, that he's hot-wired, cross-wired, right? So close out events. And here's what happens. So in a big battle, name tag just gets, okay, so what happens is name tag gets abducted by someone, right? And they take off his name tag. So all his memory of you, and all your adventures you've had with them are supposed to be gone. You've probably played this tutorial. The first time you play the tutorial, it might take you a day. It might be 8 hours or more. And it's been just very emotional. Like you said, all those storylines, all that cool stuff, the build up to this moment is awesome. And then the betrayer does this thing. They get name tag, and then name tag, they take his name tag off. And they put totalitarian killbot or whatever, killbot controller or something, something like one of those, a jackboot squad, and the name tag. I'm choked up, dude, because this hits so hard, dude. So this robot, they change the name, and they have him come after you because it's he's supposed to be the one that gets you, your own guy. The betrayer. Got him, and you betrayed the cool guy. The guy was supposed to be cool and sarcastic and put everybody down. Everybody thought it was cool, you betrayed him, and they're just gonna train their bot to be betrayed by making him a kill bot. But what he didn't understand is this: name tag had a few wires crossed in him, and his memories were still retained inside of him. So, I'm choking up because this hits so hard, and it's name tag. You got to take him. You kill bot. You have to do what I tell you to do. It's I don't have to do what you tell me to do. So yeah, you do. You're a robot. You didn't understand. You're a robot. You do what I tell you to do, and I tell you to kill him. See, I don't have to do what you tell me to do. It's not who my name tag says. And then what's going on? The people don't understand it, right? And somehow the battle there's a battle get takes out. So a name tag had you on your thing, and then you realize at that point that you're able to fire back at the anime guy that was supposed to be cool, and you take him out. But before he gets down, he blows up name tag, because he's just ticked off at him. Why would he not take my orders, right? And then all name tags left. He's just cinders. He's just a bunch of cinders somehow. And all that's left is his name tag. It says totalitarian killbot. I have to get a better name than that or whatever. Because the jackboot squad. And then you reach down and you get to the name tag. And you won the victory. And this is the beginning of the Starfighter General. and you just have the dudes. This is they like cry. This is like hard. You grab his name tag. You sit down. And you're like, oh. And you think back to like name tag, and it says you can make. It says and you go, there's no justice in this universe. And you think back to yourself with name tag going, you can make a difference. And then you just take, and you already had the dog collar from No Die because he's left. You think he's gone too. You think he's totaled out. And you found No Die later, but like name tag, you grip name tag collar and you put it on your collar, right? And you don't know what's going on, right? You just think you lost your cool robot. You don't have your dog, your cool like werewolf guy hanging out with you. And then I said, you can make a difference, you say. There's no justice in the universe. And they say, I think you're right, name tag. But how? And then it pans out the star and goes, Starfighter General of the Intergalactic Bounty Hunter universe. And a bunch of like weird subtitles, and that's the beginning of the opener. You just beat the tutorial. And you have name tag. And you do whatever you want with that name tag. It's in your inventory, right? I'm not gonna spoil any more past this. This is like right now, I mean, it grips my emotion. Like I have a tear, dude. This is how good the sci-fi is right now. But like I'm gonna put this on the I shouldn't put this on a thing. I shouldn't put this on I forgot I want to put this on anywhere. I want to put this on my website because it hits hard. But I don't want to I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil. Super spoil. I'm gonna put super spoil on this, and like people can make their own judgment call. But I'm gonna put this in a couple places.